We have our Facebook. We have the Instagram, right? Now, and we have the TikTok for the sweet ambiance, right? You go ahead, like, share, subscribe, right? We got Chosen Creations, right? You see the beautiful woodworks that we've done. She's gonna throw up some images, right? We got armbands, bracelets. We engrave on wood, metal, plastic. You name it. What can't we? What can't we engrave on, right? Except the sky. But no, please. We have an Instagram. It's Chosen Creations 12. All right, and then we have a TikTok, Chosen Creations 144. Please, like you can see the examples of the stuff that we've done, and please like, share, and subscribe as well. All right. If you have any donations that you want to give, we just touched over that. We're going to throw the links up on the screen. You got the Wells Fargo, you got the Cash App, and you got the Zelle. And you have the Zelle. So, you know, any type of donation will help out. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for everybody to go ahead and get logged in. Everybody get logged in. Today is the Shabbat, so the sun's going down. Yeah, it is the Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
How's everybody feeling?
Wow.
Yeah. Any current events? Just waiting. Any announcements? Everybody feeling good? Positive. So, right now, how many people we got logged in right now?
Right now,
How many people?
5.
About 5. Alright. We're gonna let everybody else get some more. Yeah, tonight's topic is gonna be very, very beautiful. So I want to start. Wait for the brother to get here. It's very in depth. We got 5 watching right now.
Share the link. Share the link.
Oh yeah, please. If you're watching right now, please hit that like button and please drop that share. All right. We should definitely trying to get that word out.
Algorithm.
Yeah. Plus, yeah, that's right. The algorithm. It builds the algorithm. We get more views. So if we got 7 people watching, have 7 likes. You know what I mean? We got 19 people watching, 19. So on and so forth. So that builds it up. Anybody have any questions or? Nah. Okay. Shoot. Let's next class. You know, just real brief, touching back on last night's class that we did. Going over who is a friend, right? From the ending of what you got, what do you think? What was your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I came a little late, but what I got was just the bringing out the importance of choosing a friend.
Right.
And, not quickly to just label anyone a friend. Being mindful of people that we're around, because you got some people that will try to lead you, down the path of wickedness, to your own destruction.
Because if you're just now tuning in, we were talking briefly about last night's class. What is a best friend? And we hit the part where the type of friends that we had and that we were in the world and coming out of the world. Now what's going to be the type of friend that's acceptable in the eyes of the Most High. Sorry for making that noise. And so what we hit on, just to give you a brief summary of what we hit on, it was we started at the Luke chapter 15 and verse 13, 11, chapter 15 and verse 13. Because we started with the prodigal son, and he left off from his inheritance. He took his inheritance from his father, and he went and squandered it away. And one of the things that he was doing was, go ahead and read that verse.
Luke chapter 15, verse 13.
Go ahead.
And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living.
That riotous living, and that's how he lived in the world before this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that riotous living, that's what you consented to, right? You didn't know that's the same ideology in the mind state of Aleister Crowley. That's the same mind state of Antoine LaVey, these Satanist people, right? That's how they founded America. And when you look up that riotous living, it's defined as frequently behaving in an excessive and an uncontrolled way, for example, by eating or drinking too much, right? So you're overindulgent. And that's been America's theme since the foundation of their kingdom. And that's the mind state, that's the sick mind state that we were raised in and that we believe is okay. Do whatever feels good. If it bleeds, you can cook it, eat it. Right? Right? They teach you to do whatever feels good. If you like her, go be with her. If that makes you feel good, do it. Right? Nike, just do it. No, and that's the type of friendship you thought was acceptable. So now what? You were going in everyday lives, you were living your everyday lives thinking everything was okay. What was a good friend? A good friend was if the girl's throwing up, she was the friend that held your hair back so you don't get throw up in your hair. But wouldn't a good friend stop you from over drinking? Wouldn't a good friend say, hey, you know what? I think you shouldn't go off with that man or those men and get a train ran upon you? Those are the things that discern a good friend or not. Right? Another scripture we touched over was 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 4. Again, just touching briefly back over the class that we did last night about considering what is a best friend. Right? Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 4. Wherein they think it's strange.
But see, now when you come to the knowledge, when you come to the wisdom and understanding of the truth, now they're looking at you like you're strange, like you're foreign. Now they're like, wait a minute, you put down the blunt? Bro, you put down the going from woman to woman to woman? Wait a minute, you stopped the birthdays, the birthday celebrations? Yeah. You don't celebrate Christmas no more? You don't eat pork, but you Muslim? Damn, just because I stopped eating pork, you gotta associate that with me being Muslim. Right. You're a devout Christian, right? We talked about that in the shop, in the workout this morning. Yeah, you are a devout Christian, but you ain't never read the Bible. God, you swear up and down in John 3:16, for God so loved the world. Oh, Jesus, love you, God. Right? But you don't know about the law, statutes, and commandments, about Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7, not eating pork. Come on now. But so they think it's strange now that you put down this way of living. Go ahead.
That ye run not with them to the same excess of riot.
Yeah, that you're not running to that same excessiveness, that rioting, that overindulgence. So that was the class that we touched over last night. It was beautiful. And, so you can check that out on Facebook.
Oh, I thought you had a question. Okay. Any questions, y'all?
Wow.
Okay, let's touch on this class on pornography. We've been holding off on this for a second. And it's a topic that needs to be touched on. You know what I mean? We got a lot of brothers and sisters that got problems with porn addiction, that got problems with Instagram bully addiction, TikTok thought addiction, right? So we wanted to touch on this topic because it's an important one. So let's go into that. We got a lot of youngsters coming up that are not aware how they get addicted, right? How these things start grabbing a hold of them, and how one minute you can be good, and then the next minute what? Like that's your thing, right? Right? Which one of us had porn addiction at one time? Right? How did it get down? Jesus. All right. How did it get you though? At what age did it start?
Shoot, like, dang, I mean,
7 years old. Yeah. Right, 7 years old. But how did it start? Like, think about it. At 7 years old, I look at Shemaiah, he's 5.
Yeah.
Right? He wants to watch Roblox. The damn one you built. What is it?
Fortnite.
Minecraft. He wants to watch Minecraft. Right? So I'm like, how did you stumble? Like, what I was playing with G.I. Joes at 7. Mm-hmm. Right? So how did I never stumbled and slipped over pornography at 7?
You know, it's funny.
So how did you get it at 7?
It's funny you asked. I remember I was talking to someone in the mall, and they was talking about how it was a girl, and she was talking about she always liked girls. I was like, when did you notice you always liked girls? She said something like 8 years old. She said when we used to go outside and play house. That brought back a memory. I remember when we used to go outside and we would play house. You would be the daddy, and somebody be the mommy, and of course you lay in bed and you think you're doing what grown people doing, which involves touching and, you know.
So,
yeah. But that
man, now you want to make me switch up a whole topic because you know it started at supervision,
right?
The lack thereof, right?
God.
That's the biggest problem. Now, like I was gonna jump into this in a whole different way, but now that because I'm thinking about it. 7 years old, I'm like, but I didn't break my virginity until about 18, right?
Yeah.
And I know y'all laugh at that, like, I was 14, 10. I'm like, what is it in your mind that got you in this mold? What caught you? But we're seeing it. A lot of times, it's a lack of supervision. The parents let the children go do what they do. And like when he's playing with Roblox, Minecraft, and he's looking at that, and I'm watching him, right? Do this. I'm watching him, and the white guy in there, or the kids talk about the gameplay. So Shemaiah will emulate all of that, right? I'm watching how influence he is with this. And a lot of times, a lot of parents, they don't pay attention to what their children are being influenced by. Oh, yeah, but bro, go over there. Just take the iPad, go over there. Like, leave me alone. And then next you know, they're going down the tunnel of a man dressing like a woman, right? Reading books, like a transgender reading books, right? To the kids. And what that does is formulates the ideas. Remember, no kid, that is garbage. There's no kid that wakes up and says, look, you know what I mean? I'm 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm thinking about sex now. You know what? I like this gender. Right? I look at Mawala. He's, and not to put him on blast, but he's 13. Right? Mawala's not even worried about girls right now. He's not even worried about, I talk to him and I'm like, yeah, so what's up with the girls? He's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? He's like on this next game. Yeah. Like, listen, how can I get on this next video game? Yeah. So, but why though? Supervision. Well, it's supervision and conversation. Yeah. So a lot of times and like I said, this is a little bit off. We're going to segue into the point, but go to that Ecclesiasticus 30. And this is very important as we go into this topic. Ecclesiasticus 30. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 1.
Go ahead. No, 30 and let's see here. Left alone. It's verse No. It says 8.
Yeah.
Right. Verse 8. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
A horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful.
See? So a child left to himself. And I see this with a lot of Israelite parents. You're still raising your kids like niggas and spicks and wetbags and border jumpers. Yeah, I watch you and I'm like, damn, bro, you ain't gonna talk to them, pull them to the side. You ain't gonna stop them. Oh, they're just like that. You know what I mean? That shows that you haven't wrapped your mind around what is needed for your children. Obviously, and you don't know the gospel above all, because a child left alone will become what?
Will become willful.
Will become willful, right? So Shemaiwan watches the movies. You know what I mean? Netflix movies, yeah. And we watch what he's watching. So I started talking to him about it. Like, what is that about? You know what I mean? What is this about? Mm-hmm. So he watches Scene, right? And I'm like, what's up with that? What are they doing? I'm trying to see if he's picking up the homo in there.
Yeah.
Right? The homosexuality in there. Right? And I'm watching, and because it's a nature. It's a nature. They don't have to say I'm gay. Right. All they have to do is constantly watch this individual, and then the demeanor and the emulation of that will transform you. Right? Because you think it's okay. Mm-hmm. So if you're not paying attention, they're picking up on all that. They're watching these things. And a lot of times it's because the parent, they're absent. The parent is still raising your kids and not aware that the devil is coming for them. Right. You know what I mean? They want your children to learn these things. That way, at 7, now you got a porn addiction. At 7, you are already touching yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought of those things. I'm not lying to you. At 18 years old, I've never beat off. I never thought about porn. Why though? When you were around. See, and instead of us saying, damn, this is how I got filthy, y'all are like, that's just the way the world is. This is just how I grew up. That's why that dumbass hood mentality, I despise it. That's just the way I grew up. This is what it is. Like, what is it? That your parents weren't there. Your mama wasn't there. Your daddy wasn't there. They didn't do the things. And we're sitting back and kind of okay with that. Not knowing that that's why you're sick at 30 and 40 years old. Right? Because you had to learn that. That's all learned. Right? And that's what it's saying here. You got to stop sitting down. Read that one more time.
And horse not broken becometh headstrong.
Right?
And a child left to himself will be willful.
Will be willful. Now, what do you got, Ahrayah?
Now, willful. The definition, it says, governed by the will without yielding to reason, obstinate, stubborn, perverse, inflexible. So what is that showing you? That's showing you from that early age that stubbornness sets in, right? So right now what's going on is it says without yielding to reason. So now the rationality of what they're doing is out the window. They're taking this in like the norm. like you said with the sin, right? They're taking that homosexual act, they're taking that sexual act as if it's normal, when it's not.
So we're understanding where this comes from. It comes from, give me another one. What age, Asa?
Oh, mine's around the same age as God.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, like
I was literally like G.I. Joe's was the thing. I'm in the corner like, choo, 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 choo. I don't understand. How did that insert in your environment?
Well, like I explained to somebody that my older brother used to have tapes around.
There you go.
And my dad used to have.
So no, that's not you. That is what someone made you.
Right. And this
See,
is crazier.
Go ahead.
We had I remember we used to have the whole like 13, 14 of the 13, 14 different people over from the neighborhood, and we used to all be in there just watching that. Young as hell.
Wow. But here's the thing, that this is why we have to despise that nature. We have to despise that nurture. Like you were literally brainwashed to do that.
Right.
Like you can, like these idiots. Well, it's just part of me, right? Right. That's just what I am. No, you were literally brain dirty to learn that. You know what I mean? At a young age, and then you have to battle with that. Now it corrupted you in every way, right? And what it does is we're gonna understand more porn. Really, you're never satisfied. You're never satisfied because when you're addicted to that physical, the carnal aspect, and you do it, right? It's like pills. I was talking to Ahrayah about. We were talking about the kids that be popping pills. Like, if the pills were gonna fix the problem, then one pill would have fixed the problem, and you would never have to take a pill again. So this is not a pill problem. It's not a porn problem. It's your mind accepting it problem. And you did accept it because you were weak, right? Not in a bad way. You were a child, and nobody supervised. Nobody was looking out for you, right? And that's what we're seeing here. A child left alone become willful. Go to Ecclesiasticus 22:10.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 22, verse 10. For children being haughty, through disdain and want of nurture, to stain the nobility of their kindred.
Right. So say it again.
But children being haughty, through disdain and want of nurture.
See? So where did your child learn how to put makeup on at a young age? Where did your child learn how to shake that ass at a young age? Haughty. Remember, let's think of the word haughty. Why are you like, well, where did shake that ass come in? At a haughty. Like, where did the men children learn to be so straight up flamboyant and at 16 sending pics out to young girls? That's haughty. Right? Somebody wasn't paying attention. Somebody wasn't aware, right? And what happened, it slipped through the gap, right? Somebody wasn't talking and creating the hedge, and it slipped through the gap, right? We know foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, right? So there's that too. So you got that the nurture. And then you got, which is the supervision, the awareness, and then you got a child is foolish, right? They're gonna do foolish stuff. Shemaiwan wrote in the bathroom wall for the first time. It was coming sooner or later, right? I was like, who did this? And I was kind of proud of the moment because he checked himself. He knew he wasn't gonna lie. He was like, I did it. I was like, good. I'm not gonna beat you because you did it, because you admit it. But it's awareness. You leave it on the wall. You let them do it again. You think it's cute. That's why when it's disgusting when you see these parents like, oh, he's just cute. It's just him being out of order and disrespectful, right? It's cute. You're not nurturing him the proper way and creating the hedge around him, around her. And what happens is, because of that, they start to become haughty. And that's what we're seeing in all these different areas where they're able to be influenced, taken advantage of, because the supervision is not there. Right? And then we know what the world does. We know they're on assault. Right? The world is on them. Cartoons, movies, TV. Everything is sexual. Everything is transgender. Everything is, like Matt Walsh likes to say, everything is geared towards them mutilating themselves and chopping off their pieces. Right? That's what it's geared towards. Right? The euphoria, the delusion, right? Oh, you know what? I feel this way on the inside. It's set up for that. Now I say shame on to the Israelite parents that know this. It's different for the ignorant out there, but all y'all, the law says, the Most High says, go here. How? Why? Like you doing all that and then what? You literally raising your child like a heathen. So we got to protect them, right? And the protection is raising them in the proper way and overseeing them in the proper way. Communicating. I'm not saying be the Terminator, but there's an awareness. You know, I'm aware what issues Mawala has. I'm aware what issues Shemaiwan has. I'm aware what issues my daughters have. I'm aware. Now, how I go about to deal with those things might not be Terminator mode, but I'm aware. And I'm little by little, I got to chip away of that. If not, those spirits, that haughty spirit, will take hold of them. Right? And what is the word definition for haughty?
Haughty. Proud and disdainful.
Mm-hmm. That's why right now, 7 years old, 8 years old, now, listen, I caught this on your phone. Where does it come from? They just looking at you like, my phone? That's that proud spirit. It's like, why does individual don't seem like they gonna break? They look. Why doesn't it feel like they think they don't know it's wrong? Because you let that proud spirit take hold of them, and then what happens? You know what I mean? Nah. I see that spirit on Ahrayah quite a shot, bro. I'm like Super Saiyan, like. Why? Because in that moment, I'm going to show you don't never come with that spirit, because when that pride comes in, pride is the beginning when one departed from the Most High.
That's right.
So if they don't stay humble and ready to listen and learn, then I'm letting them be taken over by Satan by the ways of the world. So it starts with us as parents. You know what I mean? Now, we're also learning this, though. We know why you got those demons on you. Why a lot of people have those demons on them. Why they're having to deal with that. Because why? Lack of supervision. Lack of awareness. Lack of seeing that what you're giving yourself to will corrupt you. Will destroy you. And that's the thing as a kid. When you open up to these things, you're not thinking, hey, this is going to destroy me in the future. This is going to warp my outlook looking at this pornography. Men with men, women with women, working that which is unseemly. Right? You're not thinking that. You're thinking like, wow, this is interesting. What the hell is this? Yep.
Then you start wanting more. And
right.
More and more. God.
Right. Go ahead.
But children, being haughty,
right,
through disdain and word of nurture.
See, do disdain and want of nurture. Look up that word nurture. See, and this is what we got to be aware of. Well, and look, I'm doing it like this because this through my the topic, the way I was going to go about this, it threw me for a whole nother path. But it's good though. because we're learning that how many people raise their hands, which is half of y'all, half of the congregation in here, right? That they're not, you got to be aware of where this is coming from, right? The lack of nurture. Yeah, what you got for nurture?
Nurture. This is Webster's 1828. This is definition number 2. It says that which promotes growth, education, instruction.
Check that out. The lack of nurture. So your awareness. Sisters, if you are asleep and you're always worried about where's my husband, what's he eating, where's he shitting at, what's he doing, who's he breathing down, what text, I bet you those kids are dirty. They ain't clean. Their clothes ain't clean. Right? They're mentally, spiritually unstable. Right? Their emotions are everywhere. Guaranteed. And now you gotta, as coming into the truth, you gotta get them in the right mind. So it gotta be a lot more conversations, nurturing them. You know what I mean? And then we know what happens when you get in with a teenager. Right? Think about it. You're 30 and you still got the problem. What's the problem? Communicating. Hey, how you doing? Good. Okay, the end. We can all be dismissed now, right? It's like, damn, good conversation, brother. Right? But what happened? What happened? You never grew up. You never were nurtured in communication and talking. Right? And then you're hiding so much. Right? And then now you think, now the world tells you that being told the right thing, you got to put up a defense. It's all lack of nurture. It's all lack of being, what did it say? Nurture?
It says that which promotes growth, education, instruction.
Check that out. And what we were supposed to do with the kids, instruct them.
Yeah.
Right? And now we're seeing where all these sicknesses come from. So listen, the Most High is literally giving y'all all the wisdom to know why you got those demons on you. Right? You have no excuse. And what happens when you got those demons around you, on you, and your kids are growing up around you? What happens?
Jumps on them.
It what?
It jumps on them.
They don't even have to come in the room while you're looking at it. You're like, how did they know that? It's a spirit that goes around the house. And that gets on them. That's why you can't be all up into that. You're bringing those demons around your house. See? So you having 5 or 6 kids, you can't be like, well, yeah, it's just a battle. No. Like, you better let that go. You better get that out of there, because you literally put these demons on all your children. You put these spirits and thoughts and the mentality around your family. Right? And you'll start seeing. Watch as your boys get older. It's like, damn, where did you get that from? You? Yeah. Right? Where did she get that from? Her mom? Right? Where's this attitude coming from? Where's this disdain for communication and talking and correction? Where's that? Why is that? Oh, this comes from the parents. Y'all see that? And we are supposed to be saying now, no, let's stop it. Let's stop the systemic, right, breakdown of the mind. The systemic stupidity that continually our people fall into. You see why a lot of you brothers don't need kids? A lot of us don't need kids. You see why a lot of women don't need kids? Because really, think about how many years you've been arguing with your husband with your kids around. It would have been better if you would have just not had kids and got that all out the way, didn't have kids. Y'all see this? This is what happened in our life and why we were affected negatively. Because the nurture, we were nurtured in.
Right.
Now, do you hate it? At least one person does. So read it again.
But children, being haughty.
Being what?
Being haughty.
Why? Go ahead.
through disdain.
They're haughty. Why?
Through disdain.
Right.
And want of nurture.
Because they don't have nurture. You remember we talked to him, be like, why is this kid showing out? Oh, dad just died. You know what I mean? Mom's on dope.
Yeah.
Right? Why these kids acting out? The neighbors' kids. Why they yelling and cursing and that like that? Right? We were talking about with the kids that were your neighbors, Lionel. Why? Because they don't got a father over there. Like your kids ain't like that. But why their kids like that? Because they don't got pop like that next to them. Look, talking to them, communicating with them. Yeah.
Speaking of that, the same kid was beside my truck today.
Mm-hmm.
When we was heading here, and he saw me walk out with the Bible. I guess it struck him. He was like, "You go to church?" I was like, "Yeah." And I had a little conversation with him. It was a total different kid.
There you go.
Even the kids with him was like, "Don't cuss," because there was another kid down the street calling to him.
Right.
They're like, "Don't cuss." So they were seeing something different that they hadn't seen.
Right.
And then they saw a whole family.
Right.
So
See, but I guarantee you this, the more and more that child keep coming around, and we nowadays, our elders, you want to shoot the 16-year-old kid, not you, but they want like little Negro get in line or you get popped, right? But you pull them into you and start teaching them. Be like, hey man, what are you doing this weekend? I'm gonna do with the kids are going here. Ask your parents and see if you want to go. You pull him in, and what? You be teaching that young man. That's what it means being a father to the fatherless. You see, but right now we don't have love. We're not taught that love in our communities. So he acting out, cursing at the kids. You tell the kid, not you, but our people what? Tell the kids, listen, if he hit you, whoop his ass too. Right? Instead of just saying, how about we break down his mind? Because that's all he needs, nurture.
Right.
He lacks it. And that's what we're seeing with our communities, our households, our neighborhoods, our nation. The nurture we've been nurtured under is filth and wickedness.
Right.
So wherever you fell short in, you got to start saying, wait a minute, let me now nurture my kids. That's why I'm so on top of like, what are y'all doing? And talking to them and rapping with them. Because I didn't get that nurture. You know what I mean? I didn't get those talks. My mom was just angry at life. Puerto Rican mom that's just angry at life, chasing a man. She didn't sit down and talk to me. Now, by all means, we all know moms and dads, they did as much as they can, right? But they didn't do good enough. Thank the Lord for the Most High. Right? And that's what we have to remind ourselves is that somebody has to now change the path, y'all. Yeah. We got to do it. Right? So it says they want to nurture. Go ahead.
And want of nurture.
Go ahead.
To stain the nobility of their kindred.
See? To stain the nobility. Why do you think when they look at blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans now, where's the nobility? Where is the noble? Where's the nobleman at? No, you have thugs, gangsters, hoes, thoughts, sluts, whores, niggas, pimps. Like, that's not noble. That's not noble. Like to be called a thought. Right? You said the guy came up to the car yesterday and was like, yeah, my B.
Yeah, that's my B.
It's like, what the? Like, that's not noble.
No.
But the problem is that nobody's nurtured. Nobody cares no more. But we do. We're the lights of the world. We're standing up. We're going to look at you in the face and say, listen, being a hoe ain't fun.
Right.
Being a thought ain't it. Being a thug is not where you need to be. Right? See, but you got to start breaking down their little whack-ass culture. Oh, it's just culture. It's the culture. No, it's the culture has nurtured you to hate your women, hate your kids, to piss on your women, to disrespect your husbands, disrespect the black man. We got to show them that. Go ahead. So that's it, right? Right. They stain the nobility of their kindred. And that's why when you look at our kindred, there ain't no noble men and women no more. There ain't, the black woman is the queen. Where? Where's the black woman the queen at? The queen of what? Cakes? The queen of damn fake nails and fake eyelashes? Huh? Horsehair? The black man's king. King of what? The blood? We're not no kings. We ain't acting like kings until we come into this knowledge and put on our nobility and become the noble men and women. But that has to do with demeanor, character. Y'all seen Pretty Woman? Anybody seen Pretty Woman or Cinderella or right? Any of these transformation movies, right? What did they do with Cinderella? What did they do with Pretty Woman? They took the hoe off the street and they sat her down and taught her how to what? How to be a lady, right? This is a knife. This is a fork for salad. Well, why we got 2 forks? This is a fork for salad.
You got 3 spoons.
Right. So you're just like, what's all these spoons for? I just need 1 spoon, right? So she was taught how to be what? Noble.
Proper. Nobility.
Right. Right. You don't sit at the table like I see Jude. It's real. I'm sitting in the car and old girl's walking into the mall. Yeah! Now I'm saying, yeah! I'm like, wow. Right, there's no more nobility, softness, gentleness. There's no more character and standard as men and women. Right? The men are no better. The women are no worse. Right? Us as a nation, we fell in these things. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 3:11. So just real quick on this point of being nurtured, the nature, the supervision, right? This is what the scripture says. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11.
Go ahead.
For whoso despiseth wisdom.
See? And that's what this comes down to. Right? If you now are learning, like learn from all the faults, you youngsters, learn from all the faults of these brothers and sisters around you. You don't have to be addicted to porn, pills, drugs, drinking, the streets. There's no such thing as addiction. You got to give your mind balance, right, to the Most High, right? Or let me repeat that. You got to give your mind solely to the Most High. Balance in every arena and aspect of your life. You know what I mean? If you break your leg and they give you some Percocet for the pain, that don't mean you got to live off the Percocet. You take it for pain. I fell on my ankle jumping up, bro. That was the worst pain in life. I just tell him, I screamed like a baby on the court. Or he had to carry me out. They gave me some pain pills. I was like, holy crap, what is this? That's how it made me feel. I was like, I don't know how you can actually live off of this. But you got people that actually think zoning out to that level is life. There's no need for that. But because people are weak-minded, they have no vision, they have no goal, they have no aspirations. So they want to live life in the pill. And that's with the same thing with the porn, the drinking, all these things. What's up? You gotta yell. Your voice is so soft, sister. Talk loud. What?
Sometimes I have to sit with these kids at lunch, and they're like jerks. They just talk crap about everybody, and it gets annoying, so I just don't sit with them. But sometimes I do. And the other day, they were high, and they had the best personality. I was like, why are y'all acting like this? And they're like, oh, we're high. And I'm like, you were like this before you started doing it. And he was like, no, I can't without it. And I just looked at him, and I'm like, you're a bum, bro. And he was so whack because he was only cool when he was high.
You're so good. But like I told you before, that's when you got to start, after they come off their high, that's when you got to start breaking their logic down. You know what I mean? You can have effect on those kids as well as a kid. You know what I mean? I was doing it in school too. You know what I mean? At your age, I was talking about the word. Yeah, the scripture says, the Most High says, you don't need to do that. I was doing it. I'm not capping. Why? Because I was doing everything in my power not to be like the world. So you can do it. You can come and say, instead of calling them bum, hey, listen, you don't need to do that, because life is more than just zoning out for the moment. What about living through it? Think about how weak you are. If you tell that to an 18-year-old, hey, think about that. You're weak.
I did.
What did he say?
He just sat back and he just looked at me, and he was just like, "You said I was judging." I was like, "I was not judging."
See, you know what you made him do? You made him think.
Yeah.
He's gonna go back.
Yeah.
But that's how you have a positive effect on people. And sometimes they gotta be a little strong to show them, like, look, that's the life you're living is a weak life. Like, you're gonna grow up to be that. And it took a 18-year-old to tell him that. But it might change his damn life. You know what I mean? 19? Right, 19. All right, so read that again.
For whoso despises wisdom and nurture.
Now, let's bring it back to this point. This is why you youngsters, you elders in age, can't despise wisdom. Because wisdom is what?
And nurture.
And what?
Nurture.
Wisdom is the nurture.
That's what promotes the growth.
That's what promotes the growth. Like, you can't despise that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
God.
You got to understand what you need.
God.
Why you're sick. Why you have these spirits on you. Stop coming and acting like, because you know a few scriptures you're on. If you got porn addiction, brother, you got issues. Sister, if you got porn addiction and you still got the little vibrator next to your bed, you got issues. Y'all understand that? Stop coming and acting like you on when you way off. You're supposed to be humble enough to say, nah, I got demons on me. And I can't control these spirits because I keep giving into the flesh. See, this is what the Most High is saying. You despise wisdom and nurture. You kids, stop freezing up and acting like, damn, mom and dad is getting at me now. Accept that nurture.
That's right.
Because brothers like Asa didn't have nobody there to tell him, hey, this is filthy. Did you, Asa?
Wow.
How you feel now about it?
Listen, yeah, it goes back to the class last night.
Yeah.
That what is a real friend?
Right.
You know, we ain't have nobody really around us to correct us.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And when I was thinking how it taught, how it spiraled into whoremongering, and like you said, that unsatisfied feeling. Right? I had a woman that I wanted for about 2 years. I finally got her, and I did what I do with her, and I still wasn't satisfied.
Yeah, you'll never get satisfied.
Yeah, I still got to go get more.
You got to get more and more, and that's how it is with everything.
Yeah.
See, listen, and we're expanding the view on this topic. It's porn, right? But no, it's everything. It's like you drink, and you start drinking, and you realize, man, you feel good while you're drinking. It's pills, and then you feel pills, and you realize none of this is saving you. A strong-willed mind. A strong mind that can't lose to anything. Some of y'all are so damn haughty and prideful in the wrong thing. Won't you get prideful and haughty against sin? Then you would be strong. But you're prideful and haughty of the wrong things, and therefore you don't receive the nurture. And that's what the Most High is showing us. Our children weren't nurtured. Now we got to nurture them. We weren't nurtured. Now we got to nurture our children.
God.
We got to take the responsibility for them, man. That way they don't end up with our bad habits.
Right.
Y'all feel me?
Right. God.
Go ahead.
God.
He is miserable.
And what happens when you're not nurtured?
He is miserable.
When my kids don't listen to me, and they don't want to listen to the wisdom, that old sad-ass spirit gets on them. Like, why you all sad? Because you ain't listening to what I'm telling you. Why you get that brother with the same? It's like, bro, 3 years later, you still got the same demons on you. Why? Because you refuse to be nurtured in the spirit. Right? You're so used to nobody giving a damn, you don't know when somebody is giving a damn for you. And this is a problem, man. It's a sickness. Right? You get used. It's like that woman, man, that woman that always wants a good man, but every time she gets him, she what? She mistreats him. Because she don't know what it is to have a good man. A lot of brothers and sisters don't understand why it's good to have nurture. How many of y'all grew up in a boys' home? How many of y'all are foster children?
I grew up. I was in group home.
You was group home. You're a foster kid?
Not a foster kid. I was placed in group homes.
You were placed in group homes. Yeah. Check that out. Now, how did it feel not to have somebody had your back? You know what I mean? Think about that. That effect. Now, you were in a group home, but how many of us parents just didn't show up? They were so caught up. Which one are you? Are you your dad or your mom? Which one are you? You your dad or your mom? You see? Are you the good habits or the bad habits? All of them, right? Okay. What habits did they have more? You see what's going on here? That if you don't face the facts, you continually, as you get older, walk blind. Right? And this is what we have to wake up to. We don't got to walk blind and do like people in the world. I'm just going to ignore it and act like it ain't happening. No. Face it. Right. You know it's happening. You know what issues you got. You know what you got to deal with. Let's walk through these walls and break down these walls. Y'all get this? So when you're getting nurtured, you can't despise the wisdom. Because it's nothing for me. Like when my kids y'all don't understand me. When my kids get prideful, I'm like, all right, do it your way. Because Yahweh intervenes. He will come in and just the angel smack their ass. Yeah. Right? When Israel gets stubborn and brothers don't listen, literally, we watched it in this school. Brother, don't do it that way. That's not wise. Most High what? Strip them, strip this, strip that, do that. And be like, see, I told you. And they still be like, yeah, but you just don't. Okay, you got to keep learning then. Keep getting that ass whooping. Yeah! Yeah! Right? Because Israel doesn't like nurture. Because it comes with wisdom. The world taught you to hate the wisdom. To hate the word. Your situation has taught you to hate the nurture. To really be cared for. To really understand what it means to be your brother's keeper. They don't know that. Are you going to do that to your kids? Well, you are if you're not paying attention to them. You're not nurturing them. If you ain't talking to them, you ain't rapping to them, you don't know what's going on with them, right? Then you don't really have a hold of your house. You understand this? What's up? You going to say something? Go ahead.
I love what you say about talking to them. Like, I used to think, like, talking to them was, you know, how was your day? Talking about the things they like. But I think where I see I was lacking was being ignorant of all the things that I was giving myself to, that I know is out there at their age, and not really diving deep into it. Because, you know, I had the birds and the bees talk with my children young. Because like I said, at 8 years old, 7 years old, I was already exposed. And that came from, like we said earlier, the lack of supervision. I didn't have nobody telling me about the birds and bees. So I was like, let me talk to them about the birds and the bees, hoping it that way. When I'm saying birds and bees, sex.
Right.
Hoping that way, you know, open them up so they're not curious, but they're consistent, you know, consistent conversation about it.
Right.
Not being ignorant of what the outside influences will try to put in their brain far as sex.
Right.
You know, that's where I definitely was negligent.
That goes to like, who's your friends?
Yeah.
Who you hang out at school. See, what happens is we let them go to school, and then they become friends with people. You don't know they're friends.
Right.
Because you don't ask, what y'all be talking about? I always ask my kids, like, so what y'all talk about? Well, you ain't talking about nothing.
Right.
Y'all talking about something. Now, if they hide things, that's on them.
Yeah.
But as they start divulging things, and I'm going through the questions, and they start letting it out, I'm able to see, oh, okay, look, watch that mind. Because they can take you down this road. Right? Like we talked about yesterday, your friends, so-called friends, acquaintances, will take you down this road of ignorance. Right? So these are the things we got to see. Check this out. Read on.
And their hope is vain.
Right. It says, read it from the top. Read it again.
For whoso despises wisdom and nurture,
right,
he is miserable.
He is miserable. See, and this is what pornography does. This is when that nature takes over, the nature of the flesh, it makes you miserable. Because you got an itch that can never be satisfied. When you got an addiction, right, it can never be satisfied. And that's what we're going to understand, that when we let these things take a hold of us, it's going to continually break down your light within you and make you dark, right? And that's why you never, like, it's like it went from porn to what? Now you dressing in leather suits, right? Now, then you getting kicked in the nuts, right? And guess what? That for the moment, what? Feels good for the moment, right? Oh, kick me, yeah. Oh, yeah, right? And then what? You're done. Now you got to live life, right? You got to live life being known, I got to get kicked in the nuts to be satisfied. Yeah. But guess what? Does it leave all of a sudden? Does life pack up and roll? No, these spirits still reside. And you never get satisfied by these things. So let's jump into this topic. This is why the Most High tells us this first point, why not to touch certain things. There's certain things in life that you should not want to be a part of. I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me about it.
Yeah.
Don't show me it. Right? Like when brothers was going on that rotten.com and watching dead people, I'm like, bruh, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see none of that. It hits me in my stomach, I get nauseous. I'm like, bro, y'all can watch that. I don't want to watch that. Right? There's certain things that I don't need to be privy to. Like dead bodies and people getting shot and murders and people's head getting chopped off. Right? I don't need to see that. But you got some people that are like, no, it's real though. It's like, we know it's real, but why I gotta watch it? Right? Why I gotta watch that? Why I gotta sit around and be like, damn, the Most High is cold. Any minute now, somebody can get their head chopped off. There's certain things you don't need to participate in.
Yeah.
Right? Go there. Go to Colossians 2:21.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 21.
Go ahead.
Touch not, taste not, handle not.
It says what?
Touch not, taste not, handle not.
It says touch not, taste not, handle not. What? What are we not to touch? What are the things that we're not supposed to be dealt with? You understand that? These are the questions we got to ask ourselves. What things not is even supposed to be entertained? And you're at 2 and 21, right? At 2 and 21. Go ahead, read that again.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Touch not, taste not, handle not, which all are to perish with the using.
Right. See, you're not to participate in the things that are meant to perish. We know all these things that are going to perish and that are going to be destroyed. We know these things that the Most High said, leave alone. Don't participate in. Don't give yourself over to. This is going to corrupt you. Right? When you look at Dahmer, right? What made him eat those black people? What made him like that chicken, that black chicken? What made him like that dark meat? What did he participate in? He used to what? He used to cut up animals. What destroyed his spirit? Did y'all see the series? Oh, you guys got to watch the series. Because dad said it. He said, I did it to him.
Wow.
He admitted it after the whole time. They were dissecting roadkill. And that's why it was so easy for him to do these things. So once again, what was Dahmer nurtured in? Right? Cutting up animals, looking at their body parts, right? And not having any care for them. It said the wicked are cruel to animals. So he's doing all these things, and then as he get older and older, it's easy to knock somebody over his head, rape them, chop them up, and eat them. What are your children being nurtured in? What have you been nurtured in? And that's why the Most High said, there's certain things you don't touch. It says, go to James 3. Go to James 3, verse 15. Just to answer the question. What things are not to be touched? Go ahead.
James chapter 3, verse 15. This wisdom descendeth not from above.
This what?
This wisdom descendeth not from above.
You know what we're not supposed to touch? We're not supposed to touch the wisdom of this world. We're not supposed to touch the wisdom of this world. The logic, the ideas of this world. Everything that the white man in America got out there for you, you don't always got to participate in. And that's what you children, you kids you're going to learn more and more. Who is this a new sister in the back? Oh, the one in the that's your daughter? Oh, your niece. Okay, all right. I didn't see her before, so just seeing if she have. If you got any questions, you can feel free to ask. All right. Hopefully, I'm not going too fast for you. Go ahead, read it again.
James chapter 3, verse 15. This wisdom descendeth not from above.
So the wisdom that is put before us, there's certain things I don't need to deal with. That's why we talked about the other day peer pressure. Right? You're lame as hell if somebody can peer pressure you. You're lame as hell. Like if somebody can peer pressure you to doing things, you ain't got no damn spine. You ain't got no spine. So when you're in school and the kids are like, oh, because I asked my wallet, I said, what happens when they make fun of you? I said, they never offer you the vape pen? He said, yeah, they offer me. I said, well, what happens when they offer you these things? He's like, I'm not with it. You know what I mean? And I said, well, what happens when they laugh at you about it? He's like, shit, I laugh back at them. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, that's how you do it. Why? Because they're the ones damn robots. They're the ones easily influenced by somebody dumber than them. The Most High tells us, it says what? Read that again.
The wisdom,
this wisdom, the wisdom of this world, right? Go ahead.
Descendeth not from above.
Go ahead.
But is earthly.
But is what?
But is earthly.
Though that's the thing. I wanted to go straight to the point on that. That's what we're not supposed to touch. That's the wisdom that Satan gave Eve. Which is what? Here, this is good. What is good? Porn, pills, drinking, right? Overindulging in drink, right? That's what he gave. Everybody's always looking for, he gave her the tree of life. He gave her the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But what is knowledge of good and evil? Sex is good. Pornography distorts and twists and is demented, a demented way to have sexual relations. And then that's why all these, go look at it online. You got all these women that are now leaving the porn industry. What are they having to deal with? Being ostracized. Nobody wants to deal with them. Right? Then a lot of them have what? Mental issues. A lot of them what? Are committing suicide. Right? Why? Because they don't understand that what they gave them life over to, that's what destroyed their whole future. And that's why we talking about this subject, because there's a lot of brothers and sisters, man, that hasn't touched it. There's a lot of you kids that hasn't touched it, and you gotta not touch it. Touch not, taste not, handle not. Like, don't worry about that. When somebody tries to give you that, listen, we know when you go online, it's gonna pop up, right? You could be playing a video game, right? I used to go to the Pirate Bay and download free software. What's on the side? Porn. It's like, what the hell, right? Now if you Google, so I edit all the shows, and I'm looking for. I've done some shows about porn. You can Google stuff and it'll pop up on Google. Right? It ain't no longer like I gotta search. No. Go in and Google images and just start popping up. All these things are there to dilute and to distort you. That's why you gotta watch your kids, man. You gotta know what they're looking at. Ask them. Right? You into that? As many as porn topics we've done, you haven't put your kids to the side and said, listen, have you got into that porn yet? Well, yeah, it pops up. Okay. What do you do when it pops up? Nah, I just switch off that. And this is what y'all got to be aware of. If not, and then when you got 30 kids, what happens? You got to keep doing that every generation. Every generation, you got to like, okay, here I go again. Let me start. Because if you think, oh, I'm tired now. Well, damn, you weren't tired popping that kid out. You weren't tired making the kid. You was energized. Right? So when those kids are popping out, you got to know, okay, I got a duty to them now. So they won't be given to the rats and the dogs, right? And the things of the world. So it says it's sensual, it's devilish.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Sensual. Webster's 1828, number 5. Devoted to the gratification of senses, given to the indulgence of the appetites.
Check that out. Given to the indulgence of appetites.
It says devoted to the gratification. So like this is like that's your primary mission. Yeah. So the wisdom that you get from this world is the prime mission to grow in what? Your flesh. Yeah. What's pleasing to it. After you climax, you get addicted to that climax, and now you seek more of that same feeling, that same euphoria, right? And so now you devote your life and your style to it. I had this brother I talked to in MacArthur, just on that. He grew up and he got addicted to porn at an early age, right? But then he told me he messed with Pandora's box. So when did that lead? He said he had to jack off at least 6 to 7 times a day. 6 to 7 times a day.
Jesus Christ.
His body wouldn't feel right. Like, you get the people that wake in bed, he wake in butt.
It's not a joke. It's not funny.
So he was like,
listen, to this very hour, brothers got demons on them. It's not. We're trying to, 2 things are being done here. We're trying to fortify our children. 2, we're trying to give you the wisdom and for you to realize as you get these scriptures, you're accountable. So it's funny, but it's not funny. We know we're being facetious, but it's not.
No, that's what you call a chronic masturbator.
Yeah.
Right? But what that did was, because he got addicted to doing that, it drove him more. So he's in the Navy, and now he's on the ship, and he's surrounded by what? Men and women. He can't do as he freely pleases, so now he's doing twosomes, threesomes, foursomes, groupsomes, right? And not, groupsomes. But not just, it didn't, at first it was just him and a bunch of women, or him and a couple of women. Then it started being men. And then the women disappearing, and it is just all men. But he swore up and down he's not a homo, but he's doing homosexual activities. Then it goes into bestiality. Then it goes into the BSM, right? The masochist, the Satanist type of bondage, yeah. But all from what? From that one seed. Yeah. We talk about that seed of wickedness when it's planted, right? That little leaven. What does it do? It leavens the whole lump. So you can't take this like, oh, okay, it's just a little ad. No, because that curiosity, it'll kill your innocence. It'll kill your growth.
Right. Check this out. What you got?
I had to find some specific.
Okay. All right. So let's go. Go ahead and finish that.
This wisdom descendeth not from above,
Right.
but is earthly.
But it's what?
But is earthly.
And that's what you got to realize. Like, first of all, what does the scriptures tell you about watching a man and a woman have sex? What does the scripture tell you about that? Who knows the law? See? Look at y'all. You see what I'm saying? So listen, this is what I'm going to do. That's going to be your homework. You're going to find the law where it tells you you don't supposed to look at another man and a woman nakedness. We just went over it. No, don't give it to them yet. Let them think about it. This will be their homework. But see, because a lot of cats don't see, it's in the law. Right? You don't supposed to be looking at that. Well, I'm looking at the man. Bro, come on. His nuts are in your face, brother. Stop. What is your problem? I'm not looking at the man. I'm looking at the girl. What, the two guys in her? What the hell is your problem? Y'all got to understand. And you know why we got to talk on this level? Because now we got teenagers. Ahrayah, little Ahrayah. He said, Ahrayah found it on his phone. He was like, what's up with this? Oh, that's stuff that just pops up. And he got to what? He got to swipe that away. Because you be online, especially y'all that play video games. Bruh, they put that for the kids. You playing a video game and next you know all these pop-ups pop up. And don't try to click it off and then click on it by mistake. Well, then you gonna get what? All the time pop-ups. Y'all have to understand, we got to give our children, these young brothers, these young sisters, the tools. How many of y'all have an addicted personality? And no, once you go down that road, it's going to take you to the dark side. The Most High said, touch not, taste not, handle not. God? Let me hear y'all say it. Touch not, taste not, handle not. That's what the Most High does not want us to partake in. Go ahead, because it is what? Earthly,
sensually devilish.
It's sensual and it's devilish. We're talking about the sensual part, right? What gives you a rise? What are you looking at through sensual pics, right? You know, you don't need TikTok, Instagram, because all they doing is on World Star. If you don't got control of yourself, bro, don't go to World Star. I go there for the news, but you scroll down, it's what? Gotta be a woman shaking her butt. Right? What's that?
What was the definition of sensual?
Sensual. Read that again.
The definition of sensual.
Yeah.
Devoted to gratification of senses, semicolon, given to the indulgence of the appetites.
See? And given to the indulgence of appetites, right? You start to come over to your appetite, right? Now, I didn't have it in here, but let's throw that one in there. Go to Ecclesiasticus.
18.
Okay. 18 and what?
19.
Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, 30. Verse 30.
Go ahead.
Go not after thy lust,
Right?
but refrain thyself from thy appetite.
See? But refrain yourselves from your appetites. You got to understand that you can't give yourself over to the things that the flesh deems pleasurable.
Yeah.
The flesh deems pleasant. Because you're like, well, it's pleasurable to me. No, it's the flesh pulling you to that side. Right? Because it was never a pleasure before. It's like candy to my kids and ice cream to them. I started them out like Shemaywan. They didn't eat all that junk. Right? That's why they didn't have 50,000 cavities until what? As they got older, then they start to be freed up a little bit to go to the refrigerator themselves, get certain things themselves, right? So, but that sweet tooth, right? They need to know what? If you keep giving yourself to this sweet tooth, that will destroy you. Your teeth is gonna get all. We told Quadashaya, she used to like to eat ice. Don't do that. That messes up your teeth. She ain't listen. Like, don't do that. That messes up your teeth. You chewing ice. Now what? Her teeth are what's sensitive. You're like 4 to 15. Well, oh, there's 16, and then your teeth are sensitive, right? Like you're an old person. Why? Because you got to learn how to listen. And it be those moments that us as elders, fathers, husbands, teachers, mothers, that when we tell them, we got to go back and show them. You see what happens when you don't listen? I'm telling you things not just to maintain control, but to help you. Because a lot of time they think it's a control thing. I can't wait till I get my own place. So I'm like, okay, so when you get your own place, you're going to be dirty as hell? I mean, that's the interpretation. Right? I say, that's not smart. Like, so you would be an old-ass dirty person. Like, you got to learn the lessons that we're teaching you in the house now. Right? That way, like Chaazaqya went over the marriage class. That way, when you go and be that husband and you go and be that wife, you go be that father, all those things and that mother, you're going to teach them to your kids. You see that? But you cannot despise the nurture, the wisdom. You should be despising the other wisdom. The wisdom that comes from the earth is earthly, devilish. It's sensual. All the things that why got all your friends at school on pills, but you ain't on it. I constantly remind Ahrayah that. Every time she tells me these stories, I'm like, see, but why are you different? Because the wisdom, the word. Because I'm trying to remind her access to a free mind is the knowledge. Knowledge changes the way you think. What they do, their knowledge changed the way they think. Something constantly is repetitive to them. Pills is good. Vaping is good. Pornography is good. That's the knowledge they're telling themselves. Right? This age knows about affirmations, right? Yeah. Everybody knows about an affirmation, right? Yeah. Well, they put it on damn TV and in commercials. When I wake up, I start out with my affirmations. Well, what's the hood affirmations? Do coke, pop pills, drink this, sleep with that. That's the affirmation. And if you keep affirming yourself with this stupidity, you're going to be stupid. You're going to be a fool. So you got to affirm yourself with wisdom. That way you can what? You can be strong and you won't be that psychologically distraught grown up. And that's what we're trying to do to you. We're trying to prevent you from going through what we're going through. Look at how many parents. Raise your hand again if you have porn addiction. Raise your hand. Come on. Look at it. Look at this. You don't have to be that. They got to fight now. They got to struggle like addicts. Like, Oh, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Don't mean I'm saying they gotta do that. They gotta fight that. That's gotta be a theme in their life. It don't have to be a theme in your life. 15, 16, 7. How old is Daniela? 9. You gotta watch that. Right? Because if not, you're gonna be warped and perverted. Right? Then you're gonna be looking at women the wrong way. Like they're a piece of meat. You understand? And then women themselves. It's funny, I was talking to me and Shawasha and I got in a conversation about vibrators. And she was like, yeah, I never dealt with that. She was like, a friend in the military wanted me to, she was like, look, you get this vibrator, you will never need a man no more. And she said, nah, this was when she was in the world. She said, I knew if I get one of those, I'll be gone. Because the spirit I had on me at the time, right, that pleasure, wanting that pleasure. She's like, if I go down that path, it's no going back. She was wise in the world to know that. But how many of kids ain't? How many kids ain't? Somebody, your boys, they sit there on their phone and just what? Showing you women, showing you spread her cheeks. And you think it's harmless. You're like, well, this ain't porn. It's soft porn. Right? Yeah, it's soft porn until it becomes hard. You understand? And then it opens your mind up to that. Then when you get a woman, you grabbing her by the head, touch your toes. Why do you think these knuckleheads, all they think about is what? Touching their toes. A woman ain't a woman nowadays unless she touching her toes. Don't you know that's demeaning? You understand? Like literally that's the first thing you do. You touch your toes and shake your ass. You do a sexual movement that men look at and say, oh yeah, that's the only thing I want. I don't want to see your face. Wow. You know how many men in the past just said, listen, she's ugly as hell, touch your toes? And like, I can't. Guilty, right? You're like, but what did you use her for? The only desires. Y'all got to understand where this takes your mind to. And that's why the Most High said, don't deal with it. Where we at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse 30.
Go ahead.
Go not after thy lust.
Right?
But refrain thyself from thy appetite.
See, you leave those things alone. Touch not, taste not, handle not. Go ahead.
If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, right, she will make thee a laughing stock.
Listen, all these things in this world is not to make you a noble person. Right. It's to make you a damn laughing stock and for Satan to use it against you to the Father. Right. For him to say, look at him. He's filthy. Right? Saluted brothers with that same hand. Right? But what works on your conscience? Like you go for the dap and it's like, damn, no dap. That hand is dirty, brother. Because why? You're letting those spirits consume. Right, sister? Right? All these things. We have to understand these things corrupt our soul. Right? Go ahead. Is that it? No. Go ahead.
She will make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies, right, that malign thee.
Right, and the laughing stock, remember, who's waiting for you to fall? Satan. Above all, Satan's waiting for you. He's waiting to corrupt your good demeanor. At 7 years old, what the hell do you got? But youth, charity, love, forgiveness. And the world is just waiting to turn you the hell out. So you can be a ratchet thought. You can be a ratchet nigga. And then you can what? Probably eventually get shot in your car because you running your mouth to a cop. That's the whole point. It's to make you survive less in this society. Because you are the kings. You are the priests. You are the light of the world. But not when we tap into darkness. Yeah.
Because that laughing part, you gotta think like, so you got these Esau that's sitting back looking at your Google search, your algorithm.
Yeah.
So you searching up Hebrew Israelite videos, you watching the Hebrew Israelite, but at the same time you're looking at OnlyFans and like you confused.
Y'all know that scene, right?
Yeah, they definitely watching that.
Y'all understand that is seen. Y'all gotta understand what you're tapping into. That's why look, if you did it in the beginning, go to your Facebook and delete it all. Stop leaving it up there. You understand? You know you got your old Facebook, right? When you was Trinell.
Try anything.
Right, yeah, you was try anything. When you was Trinell, right? That's your worldly name, Trinell. Right? When you was that guy, go back to, but you see the transition, you see the transition, but you need to go back and delete all that old stuff. You still got women out there touching their toes and booties and all this and all that. Won't you delete all the old man? You know what I mean? And be the new man. You understand that? And know that, because I know some of y'all did it. Huh? You was a Hebrew Israelite still what? Posting chicks with butts and big booties and all that stuff. Oh, right, my bad. Y'all got another Facebook for that. Go to Ecclesiasticus 13:1. Go to Ecclesiasticus 13:1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 1.
Go ahead.
He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith.
Let's stick to this point. That when we touch these things, right, you're going to be dirty, y'all. And that's what we want to remind you children, you brothers and sisters. Now, if you got the addiction, there's a way to conquer that too. Right? But this first part is about why to run from it. Because it dilutes you, it perverts you. It gives you a skewed outlook on relationships and on life. It gives you a skewed perception of what is pleasure. Right? And that's what we want to make sure you youngsters, brothers, sisters, you know what I mean? A lot of us grown-ups, we already know. You know what I mean? We already know that what? Nah, yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Now you gotta like you only thought having sexual relations was emulating everything in the porn. Like we can't do that. Like, bro, damn, Caesar Borgia told you how to do that. You got damn Alexander the Great told you how to do that, brother. You know what I mean? Show me where it was a priest telling you how to make love. Well, let me not say that because you're like, well, I've seen this one porn. Not those priests. Those priests are defiled. They're the priests of Baal.
Triple prostitute.
Yeah, they're the temple prostitute. You know what? You know why I got to say this? Because all those things that diluted you, they formed your concept. They formed your mind. And you thought it was okay. Men with men, women with women, right? Drill with drill, bottle with bottle. That's why the black men treat the black women like they do. Right? Pornography. Right? They don't respect them. Right? And this is the thing that you start violating a woman. And you think this is, oh man, this is my rib. How you gonna look at her in the face when you spill your seed on her and on her face? Huh? How you gonna do that? Well, she's my rib, you know what I mean? It's not defiled. It is defiled, huh? How you gonna look at her in the face after doing that? You see why we gotta talk about these things? Because people be Edomite perverted and then be like, well, it's good because it's me and my rib. Bro, there's certain things you like. Why would you treat your rib like that? You see this? You got to understand these things, man. The world has messed us up. And we got a wicked outlook. We got a perverted outlook. That's why it says it. Read that. Do what?
He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith.
See, it says it's sensual and devilish. Well, what you going to be when you touch it? Sensual, devilish. Go ahead.
And he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him.
Go to Ecclesiasticus 20:21 and 3. And we touched on these before, but we have to insert them in this topic. Because pointing it out is what you have to know. That once you go down that road, brother, once you go down that road, youngster, it's going to pervert and warp your spirit. Yeah, what?
I meditate on that often because, like, just going back to how early it started with me and watching even how Esau, like, back in the days you watch a movie, the sex scenes were a little bit more, like, you know, discreet, right? You watch any show now, it's like a softcore, not even softcore porn, it's like very hardcore. So, like, when I talk to the kids, I'm like, even listen to your music, that girl kissing girl, that's like the worst thing you could ever expose yourself to as a man, because you're going to always have that vision. Like, you're going to try to push that on every female that you encounter, but you don't think about how that's going to affect her.
Right.
Because that porn is a selfish demon. It's selfish because you're only thinking about what you're going through, what you need. What if she needs just strength?
Yeah.
What if she's in a moment where she needs somebody to talk to? Only thing you're thinking about is, yo, how can I get this
sex
climax off?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then she's so connected to pleasing you, she puts that aside when she really needs to get off just to make you happy. Meanwhile, she's carrying all this baggage, so you're not even helping. You're just thinking about helping yourself.
Yeah. It makes you insensitive, right?
Yeah.
Because we're so caught up in pleasing ourselves. We're so sensual and connected with, man, this pleasure.
Yeah.
That now I will what? Violate you. I'm going to use that word a lot, violate. Because what happens when you're just ready to please yourself? You will violate the woman. You will violate the man. What do you think these men in jail, why they can't hold themselves in jail? They'll go violate a man's butt. Right? Booty warriors. Right? Okay, but hold on a second. You're laughing. You got that demon on you so strong. What happens when you can't fulfill the lust? What would you do? Don't know that. Well, no, not me. Well, you got to think about what you're playing with.
Yeah.
You play with these spirits. Where would it take you? Why do you think those men in jail think what? When you do it in jail, it'll make you gay. Right? Tell Mario.
No, that's what they said.
No, you said some of them think that. Well, some of them do think that. Right? A man of wisdom ain't even touching none of that, right?
God.
But this is the when it says you touch these things, it's like it will make you dirty. Right? Go ahead, read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 21, verse 3. All iniquity is as a two-edged sword.
Go ahead.
The wounds whereof cannot be healed.
Right, and if you keep doing these things, how are you going to get healed from your demon?
Right.
If you keep doing them and you keep perverting yourself, right? That's why right now is where we got to be looking for our kids and looking at them and checking out their phones and checking out their history, right? Do you pop up with some stuff you feel, well, where's this picture come from? You take your daughter's phone and some rando garbage cat is what? Sending her pics. Then what? You know what I mean? This ain't your husband sending you the pics. Right? This is some random dude. But you see what's happening? What's happening is that because the nurture, you're not aware of what things are continually perverting and perversion around you. Y'all see that? A lot of us get so caught up in our moment that you forget, damn, if I got this demon on me, I'd be thinking like, wait a minute, if I'm dealing with these spirits, I wonder what my kids are dealing with. Y'all don't think that? Yeah. You be like, damn, wait a minute. I gotta watch. Because if I got these spirits around me, see, y'all don't never think about households. That's your problem. Y'all are still individuals in the house. I'm thinking when I do something, when something's affecting me, I'm looking at my whole house. Right? If I have those vices, luckily I thank to the Lord, the pornography vice I let go a long time ago. Luckily. Because as Israel, me coming up in Israel, we thought that was fine. But no. You find out, this is off. But luckily, the Lord put the Spirit on me to be like, you know what? This is going to be a perversion of your spirit. And the crazy thing is this. Nobody never told me. Nobody never set me down to be like, that's off. What did you feel when you got into it? I'm asking. Don't look at me. Y'all still. That's a question.
What's the question?
But the question. Y'all tripped me out. So you were so caught up in the moment, you didn't understand my question. Okay, the question is, in that moment, when you start to get in this pornography, you don't feel that is wrong? Go ahead, speak on it.
I mean, Chris Rock even made a joke about it, because it's like, when you snap out of that fog, you just be like shamed. You're like, oh man, what did I just do?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that conscience, that it wakes up after that dopamine wears off. Mm-hmm. Right? After you fulfill that flesh, you're looking at yourself like you're filthy, like, man, I didn't put up a fight. I just gave in. Yeah, so.
Yeah. You know why I'm having y'all talk? So we can teach the kids around us.
Yeah.
Because we already know we all filthy, right? Right? We already know what we had to battle out of. Or really crawl out of the mud. We're crawling out of the mud to get to battle our demons. Some more than others. You know what I mean? Some of us have addictive personalities where, like, it's hard. You know what I mean? But some of us it was easy. Like some of y'all that smoke cigarettes, it was like, boom, I gave it up the next day, right? I talked to some of y'all, you're like, yeah, I stopped smoking, like, it didn't take me long. But some people, man, took longer than others. You know what I mean? You brothers were still in the camp. Coming to the camp, coming to class, man, trying to take cigarette breaks. You know what I mean? But you see how many things we battle through? What about our kids? They don't have to go through it. What about these young brothers and sisters online that's going to watch this class and let them know that, look, we know why not to touch, not taste, not handle, not. Because it corrupts your soul. It corrupts your spirit. It's a two-edged sword. Go ahead.
Verse 4. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches.
Right. Go from there. That's it on that. Go to 14 and 19. Now, it's the second part of this verse I wanted to bring to our attention. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter
14 and 9.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 14 verse 9.
Go ahead.
A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion.
Right. Now, yes, we know that when you tap into your pleasure, right, and you tap into that lust, what happens? Nothing's never satisfied. Right? You're never satisfied with what you get. You're never satisfied with what you had. Asa just broke it down himself. You got that one woman, and then next you know, it's like, okay, I got what I wanted. Next. Right? And he's not the only one. It's like, okay, it's done now. What now? What now? You're like, now you sad again. Now you're looking for the meaning of life again. Right? But we're finding out, if you're still looking for the meaning of life after you've done the sin, guess what? The sin wasn't the meaning.
Right.
Right? It was only temporary gratification. Do y'all agree with that? And that's what we're understanding, that a covetous man, the things you lust after, they would never satisfy you. That's why the warning was, don't go for those things.
Right.
Refrain yourself. Fast. Teach your body. Control those urges.
Right.
Right? Control your appetite. That's why we fast. Because we're like, man, I got to fast on these burgers, man. They killing me. Right? I got to fast on this damn pink. You ain't even buying soda. You buying purple stuff.
Oh, right.
Right? You buying spread. You got to, like, damn, diabetes is real. Right? And you got to say, what? Damn, I'm drinking too much of this. I'm eating too much of this. Right? I'm playing too much of this. Do I got control over this? Or am I a game junkie? Am I a soda junkie? Right? You got to know your appetites. What's controlling you? Right? What did I say earlier? If your peer pressure is running your life, then you're lame, right? Okay. Well, if a video game is running your life, you got issues. I can't control myself. I just need the sticks. Oh. And that's how you be with what? Liquor, pills, right? Whatever it is, you're weak. We're building, the Most High is building strong spiritual warriors. You ever want to reach the God level, we got to start on the low, petty level. The petty level, which is what? Damn, a cigarette. That can't control you. Right? Pill can't control you.
Like you said in Corinthians, not being brought under the power of any.
Right. So y'all get this, right? Okay, go, where you at?
Verse 9, second precept.
Go ahead.
And the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul.
And that's what we're trying to prevent. We're trying to prevent you looking shook. You're like, damn, man, I've been studying, but why can't it click? Because you're doing something. You're doing something defiled. You're thinking something. It don't always have to be doing, thinking, meditating on. It's like, damn, I've been studying for so many years, man. I see brothers, they growing in the book. They sharpen those scriptures. Why am I not? What are you doing? What is drying up your spirit? Why is it not clicking? You asked a good question the other day, and I'm going to use it in this subject. He said, well, how do you know to where you can react quick? How do you get that? Well, the reaction is in the quick and the obtaining. It comes to not letting wickedness dry up your soul. And then the spirit is easily to come in.
Right.
Right? Because remember, we know, because it says, wisdom will not what?
Soul.
You see? And one subject to what?
Sin.
You see that? So a lot of you want to know why. You're like, damn, why can't I understand? Because you constantly entertaining negative. And when it deals with the pornography, that got your mind.
Right. More than the Most High.
More than the Most High. Right? And that's why you can barely look at brothers.
Yeah.
That's why you can barely communicate. That's why you can barely talk about it. That's why you want to keep it a secret. You better confess your faults to the Most High, man, and let it go. And move on. Y'all see this? Go to Romans 6:1. No, I just hear you over here. Go ahead, Romans 6:1.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1.
Right, now we're going to go into this chapter a little bit. Go ahead.
What shall we say then?
Go ahead.
Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound?
Why do we need to run from these things? Because grace, y'all, ain't going to be forever. Grace is, just put it in lamer terms, the ass whooping that you're not getting because Christ died for you on the cross. It's going to end sooner or later. The Lord is going to say, I've given this individual enough of chances.
Right.
And the Most High is going to intervene. You understand that? He's telling us here, do we continue in sin because lightning ain't striked? Do we continue in sin because somebody ain't come in the room and put us on blast? No. You got to know all the things done in secret will come into light. Right? Just imagine it like this. This is what I do. Right? To maintain integrity. anything I do behind doors, right? I gotta know in the end, Yahweh's gonna yell it from the rooftops. Right? So imagine coming for all man, and then Yahweh showing everybody what you've done. Porn site to porn site. Adultery to adultery. Fornication to fornication. Secret lies, deception, all of it. He's going to bring that out in front of everybody. You be like, wait a minute, everybody? Yes. Not only that, you're going to get checked above all, right? But imagine that. See, we got to look at it like that so we can stay clean. Go ahead, read on.
God forbid.
Right? And the answer is the Most High forbid that you keep doing these things. Because we know what it's doing to you. It's perverting you. It's corrupting you. Right? All these things is going to dilute your mind and your will to keep doing righteousness. In the end, that's what it does. Because after you hear a class like this, you're going to be like, damn, well, now I know I'm doing wrong. Now, and I'm still doing it. And I know the Most High is looking. And I'm faking it like I believe. What is going to happen to that conscience? It's going to work on you. It's going to destroy you. Your own conscience will implode on itself. So this is why you can't play with these things, right? Go ahead.
How shall we, that are dead to sin,
right,
live any longer therein?
Right, and this is why we need to run from these things. We can't live in those things. You can't live in your phone. You can't live on the big booty sites, right? Women, you can't live from man to man, show lust to lust, because women watch porn too. Yeah. We talk about men like it's only men that watch porn. Man, we got sisters that got porn demons on them. Right? They be over on the side at night while you asleep, looking at all the dirty sites. You know what I mean? And then if you dead sleep, they might be touching themselves. It's not only men, it's women too. You understand that? Because they get caught up in this. Think about it, 7, what other ages? Because y'all hit 7 and that blew my mind and I stopped asking what ages. What other ages? Lionel, you said what age?
About 7.
Y'all just saying 7 because it's the number of completion. For real. Jesus.
Around the age though, 5.
Really?
Yeah, young.
Whoa. That's mind-bending to me, for real. I'm not even acting.
Because at the same time, like Asa said, parents have porn and then being able to interact and, with other kids, unsupervised.
Right.
Y'all got y'all games going on.
Right. It's just something to do.
And then even when you go to school,
What are they talking about?
they talk about like
Sex.
they it started with
Jokes.
Do you cuss?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I cuss. I didn't. But I'm like, yeah, I cuss. Just to
Pervert you.
Yeah.
To draw out of you.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to make you like us. Right? Which is what? We're going to pull all out of the good things out of you. Right? That's why they use that word lame nowadays. Because anything wholesome, respectful, anything with honor, anything with a good demeanor, a good spirit, anything with virtue, they say that's lame. Right? Because you're not in the clubs or you're not in the streets or because you ain't pissing on men and women, then you're lame. Right? I need someone that's going to treat me like trash. That's the type of man I want, right? That's what the women are saying, man. I need someone that's going to blow a blunt in my face. You know what I mean? Put my hair, right? Put my hair and treat me like trash. That's how it is. And anything else is lame. Like, man, you lame. What do they call Sierra's husband? Even though he is lame, but he's lame as hell for letting his rib do that. Yeah, they call him lame. Why? Because he just sits back and he what? He's supposed to be this wholesome character, but his woman's a hoe. right? The things that the character, see, he was supposed to be teaching this to his family. Because he's not walking around. I've never seen him like Dwayne Wade looking like a fag, dressing in homosexual clothes.
He's a reserved man.
Right, he's a reserve, but he lets his women do it. So he fails at that point, right? But the scriptures is telling us we got to keep talking about these ages, man. Read on.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Know ye not that so many of us, as were baptized into Yahushua HaMashiach,
Right?
were baptized into his death?
See, there's old things and old ways that have to die. Right? This is how you know the word baptism wasn't used just as water. Because that means you got to be baptized to die. No, it means that baptism in the death of the old man, ways of thinking. And there's old habits that got to die. I get it. You're weak. We don't have the strength to create new habits. That's why I keep trying to tell my kids, you got to create habits. Just like you got a habit of playing that video game, you got a habit of aimlessly scrolling. Bro, get a habit and study. Right? Control your habits. I tell him I'm not trying to take TikTok and, you know what I mean? Because I watch him. He goes and does learning stuff from that too. But it's not supposed to override the will, studying, learning, getting the wisdom of the Most High. The old way is supposed to die. A lot of us still have the old ways in us. You got to be killing that guy. And you got to be challenging yourself. What is the old weakness ways? Well, then start, okay, if you're not a communicator, I'm going to push myself to communicate. Right? If I got this porn spirit on me, you know what? Now I got to communicate when it's trying to attack me. I'm sure there's one of us up at 2, 3 in the morning somehow. Right? Because that's when it hit, right? When it gets real dark outside. Right? Then you like sitting there and you think you're alone in the world. Right? Yeah, I mean, that's what you call, hey, Shalom, what's going on? Satan hit me. Oh, yeah, what's happening? My thoughts. Okay, well, let's start here. Let's put on this audio Bible. What did you talk to your rib about? What was it? See, a lot of this comes through you're occupied with nothing. Right? I don't mind teach much evil.
That's right.
We supposed to be killing those old ways, killing the old tradition, right? Read on.
Therefore, we are buried with him.
Right? Therefore, we are what?
Buried with him.
Now, I want to keep it in context of the chapter, but relate it to what we're talking about. What's supposed to be buried? The old. The subject is porn. Right? We're supposed to be burying that old mind. Burying that. Right? Remember how I say the bones are being buried in the backyard? Right? You got to take that out back and destroy it. But you got to have a method. You got to have a solution. You got to have a plan. Right? Because we get these classes and we be like, man, I'm done with it. You know what I mean? But you're not. Because you still got it on your phone. Right? When you get idle, you don't know how to control what to do next. Right? Get around us. We'll keep your butt busy. Right? We'll keep you busy. And if you're not busy doing something with us, you'll be doing something charitable for us, for the next brother or sister. You know what I mean? But the problem is, you get off work and what happened? Nothing to do. What you gonna do? Tweety-doo-doo, tweeting my thumbs. Read a chapter or 2. I'm done with that. Whew, I got the whole day. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the gym. Uh-oh, that's where it starts. You went to the gym, you seen all the spandex, you go home, and you gotta what? You gotta shove one off real quick. Because why? You went to the gym, there was a little nasty chick there you seen. She didn't have no panties on. And what happened? You let those spirits work on you. See, you gotta have a plan. Your way is not working. How are you going to bury those old ways? You got to have a method. Con? Yeah, brothers and sisters, man, y'all go at this like a religion. Well, I'm going to go pray up. I'm going to go fast. You're fasting for food when you need to fast from damn internet. Like your fast needs to be from social media, but you fasting from burgers and, you know what I mean, and sodas. Like the Lord's gonna recognize me. Recognize you when you stomp that damn phone out. That's how he's gonna recognize you. Y'all beating around the bush. Let's go right to the problem. Oh, your idol. Wow. When we talk to the brother, every time it happens is what? I'm just laying here. Right.
Well, why the hell are you just laying
Why
there?
you just laying there?
Get off your butt and do something.
Call us. We got something for you to do.
Come.
The problem is what we're doing is not is boring because you're not invested. Like, yeah, when I come around, yeah, because your brain is not into what we're doing. But you got to find some way to bury these old ways, right? So you won't continue in sin. Go ahead.
By baptism into death.
By baptizing those old things. Like, you got to take those old demons and dunk them deep in the water. And hold them down in the water, right? And till they start, no, I'm going to get rid of you, Satan. And you got to damn choke them out. You know what I mean? You're back. You're free. That's how you got to do it. Or else they will keep coming back. Go ahead.
Like that life, as Hamashiach, was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father.
What verse are you at?
Verse 4.
Read 4 again.
Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death.
Right.
That like as Hamashiach.
That like Yahushua. Go ahead.
Was raised up from the dead.
Read.
By the glory of the Father.
See, like Yahushua. But the only reason you can be raised is your inner man can be resurrected like Yahushua is when you bury these old ways. When you choke them out and you get rid of them. The inward man, the spiritual man, the Christ-like individual cannot be resurrected if the demon's there. Y'all understand this? You gotta bury these guys. Once again, I'm not gonna go over these classes again and y'all be inspired. I can see it on your face right now, like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Put this on my mama. I'm done. You're not going to be inspired and not have a plan. What's the plan? Forget all that hallelujah, praise the Lord, and then I got no plan. You got demons on you because you don't got a method.
That's right.
Right? So we got to re-nurture your ways. Y'all get this? Right. As far as our kids, what's the plan for them? Supervision. Awareness. Being a father. Being a mother. Knowing that you have a duty to your flock. Right? Talk to them. Communicate with them. This is what's going to make sure those demons, right? Because you choked them out. You baptized your demons and they what? They came back with 10 more demons to your son. Yeah, he got rid of us, but we gonna get your kids now. Right? You got to understand this. Go ahead.
Even so, we also should walk in newness of life.
See? The only way you can walk in newness of life is burying these demons. Go ahead.
For if we have been planted together,
right,
in the likeness of his death.
See? The only way we're going to resurrect, brothers and sisters, is we have to be like Yahushua. The old man has to die. We got to be planted a new root. Therefore, the spirit can grow. You ever look at yourself and say, "Damn, well, that's not why is that not in me? Why is that not in me?" And then you got to examine yourself. It's not in me because I'm not realizing I'm wretched. Or what's the other one? I go around, brothers, I get counsel, I get wisdom, and literally do the opposite. I tried that for 2 hours. It didn't work. That's nigga wisdom right there. I tried what y'all said. It just didn't work. Really convinced, too. We looking at you like, bro, you simple as hell. Bro, this takes months. How long did it take you to learn that habit?
Years.
Yeah, so you think, man, I'm going to go on a 30-day fast, son? I'm going to go on a 30-day fast, and guess what? I'm going to be born again.
Hell no.
Hell no.
You're on a 30-year fast.
You got to... When I tell Ahrayah, I said, Ahrayah, you're done with drinking. I said, no more fast. No more fast for you, brother. You're done. He said, come. He said, I'm done. He said, I'm going to take the sip of the wine at the Passover, and that's it. I'm done. Because certain things you got to just understand that I no longer need them in my life.
Right.
It's not right. The only way to get rid of it is what? Never sit down with it no more. You're not going to sit with that bottle no more and be like, look, I'm going to drink you in moderation. No, I don't even, listen, bro. No, I'm good. Thank you. You know what I mean? You got to start doing it like them damn white folks. I've been 10 years sober. Right?
I ain't falling
off the wagon. That's right. Go ahead, read on.
We shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
Read.
Knowing this,
right?
That our old man is crucified with him.
See, that old man is supposed to be on that cross. Right? The old ways, the old thinking, the old method. Let me start with the new method. That's going to help me get rid of this addiction. I know we're talking about porn, but some people is other things. Right? We are on a subject, but some people is other things. That's a demon. Go ahead.
That the body of sin might be destroyed.
See, you're never going to get rid of the body of sin unless you start nailing it to the cross. Right? And that don't mean you getting a big cross and walking down Norfolk. Like, I'm nailing it to the cross, huh? No. That means that you start letting these things go. The logic, the feeling, the emotion, the mind state, the attachment. Right? Because that's what Satan is going to use in every moment. He's going to the Father and pointing at you and saying, look, still filthy. Year 3. Year 4 comes around. Look, still doing the same thing, Yahweh. Fake and phony. When you going to let me at him? When you going to let me at him? And then sooner or later, the Most High is going to be like, you got him. Right? You got to understand this grace is only going to last a little bit of time. Look at the signs of the times. It's coming to the end. All the games, the Israelite show, like all of this, the YouTube and the debatings and all of that show that brothers are doing this for, it's coming to an end. Everybody's going to be judged by their intentions and the truth, what's in their heart. Go ahead.
That henceforth we should not serve sin.
See? Go ahead.
For he that is dead is free from sin.
See, he that is what?
He that is dead is free from sin.
Have you done all? Have you done all? Because I know, and I can bear witness, y'all, when it comes to liquor, women, right? When it comes to those things, the vices in my life, were what? The drinking. I love to drink. You know what I mean? Now, I wasn't a drinking everyday type of guy. I just loved to drink. You know what I mean? When I had time. I wasn't the everyday I had to drink. But I had to let that go. When it comes to the women, like, I had a short fuse with dealing with women. Short fuse. I'm like, oh, you out of order? Replace. Done. Next. Right? I had to learn how to live through the wisdom of the Most High and be the man that the Most High wants me to be and be pleased with what the Most High is giving me. You understand? And I'm not saying, but that, by no means am I saying be pleased with a wicked woman. Just want to throw that in there. Or be pleased with a woman that's disrespectful, disgruntled, and out of order. Another subject. But I'm talking about be pleased with what the things the Most High gave you. And not have pleasure in moving and jumping from women to women, bottle to bottle. Like, we got to learn these things. We supposed to be killing the old man and the old woman. Go ahead, read.
Now, if we be dead with Christ,
right?
We believe that we shall also live with him.
Right? Who wants to live with Yahweh Shai? Who wants to live with Yahweh Shai? Who wants to live with Yahweh Shai? Okay. But who's your daddy? Yahweh's your daddy?
That's right.
Okay, so it can't be the porn. You can't have two daddies. You can't serve two masters. It can't be the pornography. It can't be these things that corrupt us. We got to have power. Right? And you got to know where and why you're giving yourself to them. Addiction is habit. How do you get rid of the habit? Let's make a plan. You understand? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 9. Knowing that Hamashiach, being raised from the dead,
right,
died no more.
Right. Listen, Yahweh Shai did his job. So he's not going to go back on the cross for you again. He did his job. You have to do yours. That's what that means. That Yahweh Shai died and resurrected. He's done his job. He's giving you the grace and mercy. How are you using that? Go ahead. Come on.
Death have no more dominion over him.
And that's the thing. How many times you got to keep dying? You repent. You go in your closet. You cry to the Lord. You get on your knees. And then what? Satan does it again. It controls you again. And then you got to what? You got to keep going through the process of putting Yahweh Shai on the cross over and over again. You're supposed to be killing that old man so you won't be nailing him to the cross again.
Right.
And these are the things that why when it says don't touch it, don't deal with it. Right? You got the power. Listen, all this articulate talk, all this whole preaching with wisdom, it all comes down to you got power over it.
Right.
That's one thing I always knew.
Right.
I control me. Right? When somebody says something that makes me want to smack the damn taste out their mouth, I look into my inward man and say, I control me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I control me. You got to stop acting like somebody's controlling you. You are controlling you. You do what you like. You do what you feel.
Right.
Whether it's losing control or gaining control. You understand this? And y'all know that. I'm going to say it again. It's not the devil that makes you do it. Satan don't make you do anything. He puts it out there like candy and you take it. The Most High gives you free will. It's your choice to choose righteousness. So in every way, it's your choice. So don't come with this, well, Satan made me do it. No. No. You did it. You like it. Go ahead.
For in that he died.
Go ahead.
He died unto sin once.
Read.
But in that he liveth. He liveth unto Yahweh.
Read.
Likewise, reckon ye also yourselves
right?
To be dead indeed unto sin.
Look at yourselves so you can be dead unto sin. This is why you were given the knowledge. Go ahead.
But alive unto Yahweh. Through Yahweh Shai, our Lord.
The only way we can truly live and be free is through Yahweh Shai, through his example, right? That's what it's saying. We look at him, we watch him. It's possible to overcome. Con? Read.
Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body.
He's going to tell us how, though. Check this out. I'm going to get into the point. Go ahead.
That ye should obey it in the lust thereof.
See, let not it reign in you to where your desires start to rule you. This is what it's telling us. Your desires, the things that you want to taste that taste good, right? It's not always good for you, y'all. Right. Remember, what does the world work through? The lust of what?
The lust of the flesh.
The lust of the eyes. And the pride of life. So Satan is always attacking what you see, what you like, what you desire. Go ahead.
Neither you and your members.
Now we're talking about these. Your limbs, your feet, your toes, your eyes, your body.
Yes, sir.
Right? Neither what?
Yield your members.
Read.
As instruments of unrighteousness unto sin.
Go ahead.
But yield yourselves unto Yahweh.
See, So what is the Bible telling us? You got no excuse. Your members, your body is supposed to be a servant to the Most High.
Right.
So the question is, as we got here, how do you yield and give yourself, your members, your body, over to Yahweh Shai? That's the question. How? Not giving any room for Satan to tempt you. How else? Go ahead, yeah.
Breaking that stronghold, breaking those imaginations that have your body subject to.
Right? We got to continually break down the imaginations, right? The fake things that Satan told you that is alluring to you, right? What else?
Not making provisions for the flesh.
You got it? Where is it at?
Romans chapter 13, verse 14.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 13, verse 14.
Go ahead.
But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh.
And make not what?
Provision for the flesh.
What does the word provision mean? Look up provision. Check this out. You hit it right on point, right? But I want to show brothers and sisters and you young people why from the beginning there's certain things that you're not to entertain. You don't need to see it.
Right.
Bro, I ain't got nothing. Nah, bro, I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? That's how you have to do. You have to deal with the world. I don't want no part of that. Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't need that. That's how you got to talk to these kids out there in the world. You grown-ups, this is what you got to do. Provision, what do you got? Anybody? Provision, what you got?
The action of providing or supplying something for use.
Right, all right. What else you got?
Making previous preparation. Things provided.
Right. So what are you providing for the flesh?
That environment to tap in. You sit in the room, lights off, you got your earbuds in.
Yep.
You providing that atmosphere for that temptation to now, for you to now give into that temptation.
Yeah, you got the candlelight, you got the cinnamon burning, and not to the Most High, to yourself. Right? Like you said, you got the room half lit, right? It's dark,
Door locked.
It's dirty. That's another thing. Like you notice that people that deal with these spirits, they're really unclean. They're dirty physically. That harbors negative spirits around you. You know what I mean? Being unclean, right? Not washing, not taking care of their hygiene, right? You gotta watch those demons, man. Y'all gotta understand that being filthy is a spirit. So you start providing Satan the mood. You start providing yourself the mood, right? And trying to act like you didn't create the mood. You made the mood. It's you and the devil, right? And you finna sit up there and what? Give in, right? Provision. What else we got for provision? That was it?
Says measures taken beforehand.
Measure, the measure taken beforehand. It says, read that again.
But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ,
right?
And make not provision for the flesh.
So, what measures do you set up for Satan? Or what measures do you set up not to provide Satan the door?
Right.
Brothers, sisters, men, women, and children. The Bible literally gives us methods all the way through how to avoid, conquer, right? And to win the battle. If you're losing, there's a reason why you're losing. It ain't because the word ain't true. And I know the old Israelite in me is what? Yeah. Go ahead, Mawala. The O is. Hey, do we got any guys here? He cut himself earlier and his band-aid is coming off. Do we got a kit? We got a kit back here? Mawilla, we got a kit back here. What you call a kit? So it's in the back. So are y'all understanding this? About provisions? What are you providing to Satan to make the move? And you got to recognize that. Yeah, what?
Another definition.
What you got?
The cognitive process of thinking about what you will do in the event of something happening.
Right. So, the cognitive. A lot of times, when you're not cognitive thinking, you what? You in the damn trance. Right? You start to fall in this trance, in this slumber of wickedness. So the scriptures is saying, don't make provision for this. Don't make the move for these things in the flesh. Y'all see that? That's why you got to occupy yourself in the right things. What time is it? It's 9:30. Listen, we'll finish this. I'll keep going and going and going and going and going. All right. No, hold that. We're gonna finish this up. All right. Lord willing, we'll be back here Thursday, right? And then we'll go over. We'll finish it up. All right. If anybody else wants the finishing of this topic, because this is a strong spirit. It's not some regular. It's a strong demon in Israel, right? And we're trying to save some brothers and sisters, man, that don't got a solution, right? At least we could say we did our part, right? And gave them the knowledge and the wisdom and the tools to battle against these demons. All right. So, anybody got any questions on that? Does anybody got any questions on that? Okay. All right. We'll wait to see if anybody got any questions online. All right. I'm gonna say this: the water for the brothers that have given for the Passover. And if you haven't, please do so. All right. For the ones that have, we got the lamb. We got the money for the lamb, right? Now we got to get the money for the we need grills, right? We got to get the rest of the money for the location. All right. So y'all giving is helping. All right. And then Shalomaya blew my head back today. I guess we got to get tabletops and all this other stuff that men, they're like, could we do without? But they're like, no, we need table coverings. Ahrayah knows what I'm talking about. But all the plates, and we literally got to buy everything. You know how in Houston we had plates and stuff like that? We got to buy everything. Plates, forks, spoons, all that stuff. So we are giving to help out to these things. All right. What else? Everybody RSVP already? Khan? Okay. What else?
So Jonas made a comment.
Yeah.
They have a show on Netflix that supports the war against porn. Like they're justifying it.
Oh, the war. Like porn is good.
Mm-hmm.
But because they know now, a lot of these porn stars are coming out and talking about what is their life after porn. Right? And a lot of these porn stars are killing themselves, man. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people, you think this is a small thing, bro. This is just like drugs. It's just like drugs, porn addiction. So it's no different. That's why the scriptures tell us, man, there's no sin, the one sin that's greater. We know what porn is like the drugs. Yep. It's like the drinking belligerently. It's like homosexuality. So it's the same thing. There's no one that, that's filthier, this is more wicked. No, it's all wicked. And we got to gain the strength to fight against it, all right? So, Okay, right. One last thing. So we announced yesterday that the brother Ahrayah has passed his soldier's test. whether we use soldier, whether we use bishop, whether we use pastor, deacon, whatever label we use, right? It's a label to say that this man is ready to step into the priesthood. Now, the brother has battled, but little by little, he's trying to clean up his way. And that's all we can give each brother and sister. The chance to clean up, to fix, to amend, to do what's right. Now, like I say, tell our brother, a soldier is not a general, it's not a high priest, but it's his step toward these things. And what it is to be a soldier is he's saying that he wants to commit himself on a level, right? So I want brothers to circle around. We're going to salute him. We're going to salute him. We're going to salute our trooper. We're going to salute out Trooper Ahrayah. And we're going to salute in soldier. But before we do that, every time we acknowledge a brother for him stepping up, for the works that he's putting in, we want to remind brothers what we do that based off, right? So go to 2 Timothy's real quick too. And go to 2 Timothy's 2 and 1 and read down.
2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1.
Right.
Thou therefore, my son,
right,
be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Go ahead.
That the things that thou hast heard.
No, I'm sorry. What is it? 1 Timothy's 2. A bishop.
1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1.
3. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad.
This is a true saying.
Go ahead.
If a man desire the office of a bishop.
This is what he is saying. I want to get to this point to where I am a bishop. Right? I am a teacher. I am a leader. I want to give myself to the office of the Most High. Because nobody forced him to take this test. Did anybody? Let me ask that.
No, sir.
Did anybody force you?
No, sir.
Okay, did anybody have to put a gun to your head?
No, sir.
Okay, so why did you take the test? He took the test because these things, right? These qualities that the scriptures is talking about, he said he wanted to obtain to these qualities. Now, by no means is he saying I already made it to all these things. So, as you look at the young brothers, and you look at these men get these positions, know that we're not perfect, but we're supposed to be striving for these qualities, right? To be able to be these leaders. If you don't even acknowledge these qualities, then who the hell are you? What are you doing? Right? So this is what it is to be a soldier. He's saying these qualities that the Most High has put forward, I acknowledge them and I want to obtain them, and I will obtain them more and more as I continue to do the will of the Most High. Go ahead.
If a man desire the office of a bishop,
go ahead,
he desires a good work.
Right. So what he did, taking the test, is a good work. We have the carnal tests, but most of all, we're looking at his character. By no means I'm not saying that the brothers have not stumbled. He has stumbled, but who hasn't?
God.
I can go off a list right now and talk about each and every man in here and know the battles that you've been through and you're going through. Who has not stumbled? But is he ready to put those things away, and is he ready to move forward? That's what we're looking at. And that's what we see. And anything done in secret, the Most High will reveal. Y'all understand that? He wants to be a right man. He has to know, I got to continually what?
A bishop then must be blameless.
Then he has to strive for being blameless. Accountability and making sure that whatever name he was known for in the past, he's not going to be named for that anymore. This is all of us. But this is what it means to take the soldier's test. This is what it means to take the officer's test. This is what it means to gain a position. We're not just giving brothers. If y'all notice, there's a lot of people online that watch us, but we're not just giving rank out to start schools to say we got a school in that area. Been there, done that, and guess what? Those schools don't last. They do not last. When you're just raising men up just to look like you got schools in everywhere across the country. Those schools don't last because those men are not going to live up to this standard when you do that. When you just give out rank. You give out position. This is what we have to strive for. You got to know this among these men. With sisters, you got to know this. Go ahead.
The husband of one wife.
He has to know before he can deal with any or even consider any other woman. He has to know how to deal with his wife. His first wife. So that's for all the ones that be on the more than one wife thing. No. He needs to learn how to deal with his wife. And master that. And like Chaazaqya said in class the other day, that takes a lifetime. It takes a lifetime. So he needs to learn that. Go ahead.
Vigilant.
What?
Vigilant.
Yeah, to be a soldier, to be a bishop, to be a pastor, be a deacon, if you are oblivious to your surroundings and what the will of the Most High is, you need to sit in class still. So he wasn't okay to take the test because he's oblivious. He's not oblivious. He knows what he needs to work on. He knows what is a requirement of the Most High. And he knows that he's going to be held accountable. And this is all of us. Y'all get this?
God.
Go ahead.
Sober.
What?
Sober.
He knows he can't. His vice cannot be liquor, pills, women. He has to be sober-minded and aware of what he's doing, that the Most High is watching all of his actions. And an example can hurt or build the nation. He has to be sober. Go ahead.
Of good behavior.
He has to know that as he's acquiring to be, because from now he is moving into this officership. He has to know, in order for me to be that officer, I got to have behaved myself and been known for these good qualities as a soldier. Right? And the qualities as a soldier, what we looked at, he showed up. He shows up. He does the work that's needed. He's making it a class, right? He's doing the things. The counsels, the getting gone into about his battles. He took that like a man, right? The check, the correction, and he's saying, I'm ready to move forward. So read on.
Give it to hospitality.
See, Israelite is hospitable. And all these characteristics we need to get better as you move up as a leader. Go ahead.
Act to teach.
And it starts at home. If you're not going to be an officer unless you know as a soldier, I got to be ready to teach at home. So I like that. He recently told me that. You know what? I try to shut down my mind and get my rib to open up her Bible. At least he tried, right? And as he moves forward, you got to keep trying. It's got to be a growth. Go ahead.
Not given to wine.
See, there you go. Not a drunkard, right? His vice can't be pills, drinking, liquor, porn, all these things. Why? Because if he does, when he gets to this position, if we just gave him rank and say, you know what, he's another body that we want to look like we're a successful school. Let's just give him a t-shirt and make him an elder of this school. And he got pill problems, drinking problems, porn problems. What the hell is he going to do with the congregation? You know what I mean? Now you understand why these guys be going out to street speakings faded, smelling like they drank from the last night, smelling like blunts from the last night. Because people think it's about numbers instead of quality. It's not about quantity, y'all. It's about you in yourself requiring quality. And that's something that because we don't see all things. So you got to hold yourself to the standard and quality. And I'm dragging this out because I want you to understand that, and I want all brothers to understand that rank and position is not about authority. It's about living up and being better at these qualities that Yahweh Shai wants us to be. Go ahead.
No striker.
He can't be going knocking people out at the street speaking. He knows how to deal. He knows that we don't roll like that Yahweh Shai doesn't walk like that. So why would we escalate a situation to that level? He knows that Yahweh Shai didn't go around beating up women. Why would we beat up women? Right? Go ahead.
Not greedy of filthy lucre.
Money. His motivation cannot be money and finances, because then you won't be sitting here and doing this. Right? His motivation can't be not being an Israelite. So it can't be filthy lucre. There's got to be something that more than just the money. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
But patient.
But what?
But patient.
That starts at home. So as you become an officer, brother, and you walk this path to going to be an officer, require these things from yourself in your life. And the Most High increase you, right, to be this officer. Right now, you're standing as a soldier. Go ahead.
Not a brawler.
Right, read.
Not covetous.
Not what?
Not covetous.
See, he can't be lustful and desirous of things that he should not touch or taste. Right? He can't be covetous. Go ahead.
One that ruleth well his own house.
And once again, right now you're standing as a soldier. If you want to increase as an officer, brother, keep moving forward and doing what you're doing. Battling the demons, shutting down the spirits, making yourself accountable, and getting the help, right? Because that's what you've been doing, and we acknowledge your fight. Keep doing it, and the Most High is going to increase you on a whole nother level, right? So I just wanted to say that. Go to Matthew. What is it? Matthew's? Luke 12?
12:48.
12:48. Luke 12:48, real quick.
Go
ahead.
Luke chapter 12, verse 48.
Go ahead.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes.
Go ahead.
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much require.
Right. Him shall be what?
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
So, remember, you're going to be accountable. We're going to hold you accountable. So, know that this accountability, the Most High already said, you had to be accountable. So, it ain't nothing that we come up with. This is what the Most High said. You are moving in this stead, keep moving forward. And just like all of us, as we aspire to do great things, you're going to do great things. You know, but you got to keep pushing. It can't be like, hey, I'm a soldier and now I can kick back. A soldier just means that, listen, I'm following orders. I can move, I can help, I can build. You know what I mean? I see the mission, I see the goal of what needs to be done. Well, an officer teaches and pushes that goal. So that's what we're all aspiring to do and to be, is to push, teach, and to be all these qualities that he said in Timothy 3. So as much is given, much is required, and you know what is required from you. So we're going to salute out Trooper Ahrayah and saluting in Soldier Ahrayah. Call it.
Hey, buddy! Right!
All right, everybody give the daps and hugs. Listen, say shalom to everybody online.
Shalom!
Man, and Ash, I finished your chain and I was going to bring you.
Chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out Yahweh shines the power.